Hello guys, welcome to this week Forex analysis. In this week Forex analysis, we'll be looking at Euro USD, Pounds USD, Australia USD, USDJPY, gold, then we're looking at the BTC and US30. So stick to the end of the video. Let me break down the key levels and our area of interest for major market movement for this week. So let's dive straight to the analysis. Let's go straight to the charts. Let's start our analysis with the Euro USD. Euro USD on the daily chart still have a sideways trend on the daily chart. So long as we have this sideways trend on the daily chart, we still expect the Euro USD to remain on the sideways until we see a breakout of the major structure level. If we see a breakout of this or price below this level, we can start looking for possible selling opportunity on Euro USD. Then if we see a price break above this level, we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the Euro USD. So Euro USD on the daily chart is currently remain on a sideways trend. So long price is currently remain on this sideways trend, we can't do anything now on the Euro USD because we have a sideways trend currently on the Euro USD. So let's look at the weekly chart of the Euro USD. So on my weekly chart on the Euro USD, we have price close on this resistance level, and we also have a support at this area. So long we have price in this support region and also resistance level, we don't have a clear direction on the Euro USD yet. For the buy scenario on the weekly chart, we need price to break above this area. We can start looking for possible buying opportunity for Euro USD. For the sell scenario, we need price to close below the support level. We can start looking for possible selling opportunity for the downside for Euro USD. So for now, we don't have any clear direction for Euro USD this week. So let's go back to the daily chart of the Euro USD. So we have to wait for price to do possible break of these major levels, before we start making our possible decision on the Euro USD. So we don't have a clear direction on Euro USD on this right now. So once we get the direction, we might be creating another video to indicate that for you guys. So let's look at our next pair, which is the DSY. So the DSY, which is dollar index on the daily chart, still have this uptrend structure. We can see we have lower low, we have a higher low, then we have a higher low, and higher low, higher low. So we still have this bullish momentum structure on the DSY, which is dollar index. So long we have this bullish momentum, we expect price to continue to push higher on the dollar index. But currently we have price close on this resistance level. This might trigger reversal of trend back to this support level for the DSY. But if price respect this level, we might be seeing price more further buy for the DSY. So we see our price on this resistance level on the DSY. So long we see our price on resistance level on DSY, we are not expecting to make any buying decision on the DSY for now. We need price to come to a particular support level on the daily chart before we can start looking for possible buying opportunity, which is we expect price to come to this support level or this support level. So we can start looking for possible buy opportunity for DSY to the top. So for now, we don't have any clear direction for possible buying opportunity because currently price is currently on the daily resistance level of the DSY. So let's look at the weekly chart of the DSY. So on my daily chart of the DSY, on my weekly chart of the DSY, you can clearly see that we see also have price on this resistance level on the DSY on the weekly chart. So long we have price on this resistance level, this is an indication of price not having a clear direction. So long we have price on this resistance level, we see how this support ceiling to be retested. Price might retest this support level for see a buy to the top, or price might also do a retest of this support level for start looking for possible buying opportunity for the DSY. But we also have another scenario for the DSY. If we can see a price break above this resistance level on the DSY, wait for retest, we can start looking for possible strong bullish momentum for buying opportunity for the DSY. So currently now, we don't have that clear direction on the weekly charts of the DSY because why? The DSY on the weekly chart still have a sideways trend, and we also see price on the weekly chart also close on resistance level. So this is a sign that we need to stay away from the DSY for now, because we don't have a clear direction for the DSY. Because if you check the daily chart, let's go to the daily chart. You can see from the daily chart we have price having the bullish structure, while on the weekly chart you can see we have price on the sideways trend and also price on the resistance level, which shows that we don't have a clear direction on the DSY. So long we don't have a clear direction on the DSY, there's no need to risk your money for now. Wait for proper clear direction for you to make a good decision for the DSY, which also affects the euro also. So we have to wait for proper clear direction for us to make our market trade decision this week. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis. So let's go to our next pair, which is the pounds USD. So pounds USD on the daily chart still have this. We still have this downtrend momentum. We still have this price still creating series of lower high, which is we have lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, then lower high, lower high. So this is a bearish momentum for the pounds USD. So long we have this bearish momentum for pounds USD, we might be seeing price pushing lower to this support level before we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the pounds USD. But currently we also have price close on the daily support level, which also might push price back to this next resistance level for the pounds USD. Because we are still expecting price to come to this resistance level, because currently we have price close on this support level. So long we have price on this support level, this might trigger price reversal to this next resistance level for the DSY, but for the pounds USD. But if price break below this level, this might push price to this support level. A break of this support level might trigger more sell for the pounds USD. But if price fail to break this level, we might see price pushing back to this next resistance level. So pounds USD on the daily chart still remain bearish, but we can't make any sell decision for now because we have price close on support level on the daily chart, and which is a very strong significant support level. So let's look at the weekly direction of the pounds USD. So on my weekly chart, we can also see that we also have price on the pounds USDC on a support level. We have price on this support level. We have price on this support level. All we need from the pounds USD this week, we need price to clear this level. Then we wait to retest. We can start looking for selling opportunity for the pounds USD. While for the buy scenario, we need price to break above this region. We wait to retest. We can start looking for possible buying opportunity to the top. So for now, we don't have a clear direction for the pounds USD until we see price close below these levels. Then wait for retest. Then we can start looking for the selling opportunity for the pounds USD. So we have to wait for clear direction on the pounds USD. So long the DSY, which is the dollar index, still not clear also, the pounds USD and euro USD, they are still not clear. So let's go back to the daily chart of the pounds USD. So for our scenario now, for buy and sell scenario, we need price above this region. We need price above this region. Wait for retest. We can start looking for buying opportunity. For the sell scenario, we need price below this region. Wait for retest. We can start looking for selling opportunity. So for now, we don't have a clear direction for pounds USD. So if you are serious with your trading and you want to take your trading career to the next level, you can book my one-on-one mentorship. The link also in description below. You can also get my video courses, also the link also in description below. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Australia USD. Australia USD on the daily chart still have good bearish momentum. We have price creating higher high, lower high, lower high. So this is a bearish momentum for the Australia USD. But currently we also have the Australia USD close on a support level. So long price close on a support level, we can't take the risk selling Australia on this support level. So we have a support level at this region on the Australia USD. where price currently closed on, which is this support level, So long price close on this support level on the Australia USD on the daily chart, I'm not encouraging anybody to start looking for selling opportunity on Australia USD for now, because price also on the support level on the Australia USD. So let's confirm the trend of this Australia USD if the weekly chart also support this downtrend structure for the Australia USD. So let's go to the weekly chart. So on my weekly chart, we can clearly see that we have price rejected from this resistance level. Then we also have price rejected from this resistance level. So long we have price rejected from this resistance level, there's every chances of price still testing this weekly support level, which is the previous resistance level on the weekly chart, before we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the Australia USD to the top. But so long the price rejected from this weekly level, there might be a price retesting this previous support level on the weekly chart, which is this support level. So we might be seeing price retesting this support level on this coming week. So the weekly is already indicating bearish trend, indicating selling opportunity for the Australia USD. So let's go back to the daily chart of the Australia USD. You can currently see now that Australia USD on the daily chart has this downtrend structure, and the weekly also supports the sell opportunity. But with the price on the support level, I'm not okay with that, which is not that clear, because of that particular support level is a very strong support level. I always avoid trading on a support level, which is not good to sell on support level. I encourage you guys to sell on support level. So we have to wait for price to give us a clear direction from this level to be a clear sell to this next support level. But selling from this level is not that advisable. Might be seeing, because of the weekly support this level, might be seeing price pushing to this next support area before start looking for possible buying opportunity. Then you can also see that the structure also supports the trend, but selling on that support level, I'm not that clear about that. But wait for price to break this level, then we can start looking for the sell opportunity for the Australia USD. So our scenario for this week, we have to look at a sell opportunity on the Australia USD this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the USDJPY. So the USDJPY still remain bullish. You can see we still have this strong bullish momentum, which is we have a series of higher low. So long we have this series of higher low, we see expect price to continue to push higher for the USDJPY. So long we have this bullish momentum, so let's look at some area of interest where we can also buy the USDJPY, because last week we took some buying opportunity from this support level and price buy to this next resistance level. So what do we expect this week? This week we are still expecting price to continue to push. We are still expecting price to continue to push higher on the USDJPY on the daily chart. But we also need the weekly to confirm if there will be a possible more buying opportunity on the weekly chart. So let's go to the weekly chart to confirm if there's possible buying opportunity on the USDJPY. So on my weekly chart of the USDJPY, you can clearly see that we still have price still on this resistance level, price close on resistance level. So long we have price on this resistance level, so long we have price on the weekly chart close on a resistance level, so we are not encouraging any possible buying from this level, because this level still remain a resistance level. So what we expect this week now, we need price to retest this level, then we can start looking for selling opportunity or price back to this support level. So it's not okay to buy the USDJPY because currently price close on a resistance level. So long we have price close on resistance level on the weekly chart, it's not advisable to buy on the USDJPY. So let's look at the trend of the USDJPY. We have this lower low, we have a higher low, then we have a higher low, then higher low and higher low. So long we have this bullish momentum on the USDJPY, we might be seeing price retesting this support level before we can start looking for buying opportunity. So we can see price retesting this support before start looking for possible buying opportunity. So now we don't have a clear direction for any buying opportunity yet on the weekly chart. So we see expect price retest and then price will drop to this support level this week. So we don't have a clear direction yet. So let's look at the daily chart. So on my daily chart now, so the weekly is already indicating possible reversal of trend to this support level, and a break of this support level might trigger more bearish opportunity for the USD JPY. So we have to look out for more of the selling opportunity on the USD JPY this week. If you can see price creating a series of lower high for the USD JPY. So let's look at our next pair. Let's look. Okay. So let's go to our next pair, which is the gold USD. The gold USD on my daily chart still not that clear. You can see we have price creating higher high, lower high, lower high. So long price is creating series of lower high, then price later created this lower low, higher low, and higher. Price started creating a higher low. This is a sign of price not clear because we have a series of lower high and series of higher low. So for now, on the daily chart, we don't have a clear direction for gold also this week. So we have to wait for clear direction on the gold before we can make any possible decision on the gold USD. So let's look at the weekly time frame. On my weekly chart, you can clearly see that gold USD still not that clear. Also, you can see we have higher high, then we also have lower high. So we also have series of higher low. So we don't have a clear major break of structure to give us a clear direction of selling or buying opportunity on the gold USD for now. So we have to remain neutral on the gold USD until we have a clear direction for this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the BTCUSD. So the BTCUSD also don't have a clear direction for now. You can currently see that the BTCUSD is currently on a range. You can see we have price still remain on this range. For the buy scenario, we need price to break out of this high. Then we can start looking for possible buying opportunity. While for the sell scenario, we need price to break below this level before start looking for possible selling opportunity. So for now, we don't have a clear direction for the BTCUSD. So let's look at the weekly chart of the BTCUSD. So on the weekly chart of the BTCUSD, we can also see that price also on a range. So we don't also have that much clear direction, which is but we also have the downtrend, which is have a higher high, lower high, lower high. We have this downtrend structure on the weekly time frame, but the daily is on a sideways trend. We need a clear direction for us to sell the BTCUSD or to buy the BTCUSD. So we wait for price to give us a clear direction for making any possible decision on BTCUSD. So let's look at the next pair, which is the US30. US30 still have this series of lower high on US30, which shows that the price on US30 still remain bearish, which is we have this higher high, we have this lower high, lower high, lower high. So this series of lower high still indicate we still have more bearish momentum on the US30. So we still expect price to drop lower before we can start looking for possible buying opportunity for the US30. So US30 still have more of a bearish trend this week. So let's confirm the weekly time frame to get a clearer direction of what we're expecting from the US30 this week. So the US30 on the weekly time frame converted this support into a resistance level, which shows that we're expecting price to retest that level and start looking for possible buying opportunity to the top. So we might be seeing buying opportunity on the US30 this week. So let's mark the level on the weekly time frame. Let's mark the level where we expect price to retest to. So we might be seeing price test to this level. Let's go to the daily chart. So might be seeing price doing a retest of this level, which is this level. Then we'll start looking for buying opportunity to the top. So along the weekly is indicating buy. We need price to come to a support level before start looking for possible buying opportunity for the US30, which is the Dow Jones. So you have to wait for price to give us a clear indication of possible buying opportunity for us to buy the US30. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more trading tips and forex analysis. You can also watch my previous analysis at the top, where I break down the current move on Euro USD last week. Thank you. See you in my next video.